Hey friends, so I actually had a couple of ideas for this week's video. I was going to go with an August favorites. However, a couple nights ago I started having a conversation with some other creators on YouTube, and we started talking about disability on YouTube and disability representation in the media. And as you know, that's something that I'm very passionate about and something that I'm trying to change and make more visible on YouTube and more visible in online media and media in general. I actually made a whole video on disability representation in the media, and if you haven't seen that, I will leave a link down below. For those of you that don't know, I have cerebral palsy, and for me it affects mostly the right side of my body, is what I have. But we started talking about disability representation on YouTube, and specifically disability representation at YouTube conventions. And that's when I found out that a creator named Ali has actually started a movement to have a disability panel at VidCon next year. And that was something that I definitely noticed when I was at VidCon. There were so many great panels. But I remember one of my first thoughts being, there's so much diversity here and so many great panels on so many different topics, which is amazing, but there isn't any really representation of disabled creators or disability in the online space, or really any discussion on disability at all. So I'm so happy that Ali has started to do something about this and start the movement. It was something that was on my mind and something that I wanted to also do something about, which is partly why I started this channel. And I knew that I wanted to somehow bring it to YouTube and VidCon and all the other conventions' attention, because it is something that is important and should be talked about. So I will leave Ali's video about this down below. Ali, if you're watching, I think you are a super well-spoken and articulate woman, and thank you so much for starting this movement. I am so excited to be a part of it with you, and I hope that it does go somewhere. I would also challenge my most local convention. It's not super close to me, but it's the closest one to me. Buffer Festival. I would love to see you bring something around disability and disability representation on YouTube into your convention as well. I know that it's already launched for this year, so it might be too late for this year's convention, but definitely something to keep in mind for future years. And I would love if you were able to take the step and be a leader in this area as well. In her video, Ali asked creators to create a video supporting her and talking about why we think having a disability panel at conventions, specifically at VidCon, is important. So there are a few reasons that I think having a disability panel at VidCon or at any other conventions is really important and something that we should do. Number one, YouTube is known to be an accepting community, and it has been able to support so many different people from so many different backgrounds with so many different things going on. And there's amazing panels about being a woman, there's amazing panels about sexual orientation and sexual identity. There's been so many amazing panels about so many different things, and one thing that I think the YouTube community is missing in that is having a disability panel and starting to be accepting of that community and bringing that community to light and being aware of that community and having conversations about people in that community and about things that that community is dealing with, and how as a YouTube community we can come together to support that group of people. Another reason why I think this panel is super important is because not everyone is comfortable talking about their disability, and that is completely okay. I am very comfortable talking about my disability. I have been giving presentations about my disability since I was like 5 years old. It's always just been something that's been a part of me and something that I'm very open about talking about. So having a panel at VidCon or any other YouTube convention allows the people that are comfortable speaking about their disability to do so in front of a large audience and bring awareness to the disabled community. And this forum is such a great place for us to be able to do that, because I know, like I said, number one, some people aren't comfortable talking about their disability, and number two, a lot of people aren't comfortable about asking about disabilities and things that come along with it. So by having a panel of people that are comfortable talking about it and having people come to this panel, it would allow for that discussion to happen in a place where everyone knows that everybody else is comfortable talking about this topic, and everyone walks away becoming more aware and having a better understanding of that community. and then is able to take their awareness and their understanding and spread it in their own communities and to people that they know. A third reason, and something that I talk about a lot with the people that I know and the people around me, that I think this panel is super important, is because you don't think about things often unless you have to. So there's a lot of things that come with my disability in terms of accessibility and things that go on around in the world around me. People don't often think about because they're not disabled, and it's not something that is a barrier to their everyday life, so it's not something that they have to think about. For example, stairs without railings, I don't understand why they exist. Number one, some people can't even use the stairs, so then it's talking about finding an accessible entrance for them, like a ramp. Or number two, people like me, I can do stairs if there's a railing, but I can't if there's not. And then it's figuring out whether the people with me are able to help me up the stairs, whether I can even go into this establishment, or whether there's an accessible entrance that I can find. But something like that you wouldn't have to think about if you're able to just walk up the stairs and walk into the building. So I think this panel is a really good way to bring awareness to issues that disabled people may face that others may not be aware of, because it's just not something that they have to think about in everyday life. So those are the reasons to me that I think this panel is super important. To be a part of VidCon or a part of any other YouTube convention that is willing to bring awareness to this subject and willing to be a partner with us in starting that conversation and becoming and helping the world to become a little bit more aware of us. So for you guys, I would really love your help to be able to bring this to light for people. So you can do that by liking this video. So you can help me out by, 1, liking my video, 2, also sharing my video. You can just take the link and put it in your Facebook or your Twitter or your Instagram, whatever you want, so that it's shared with lots of people and more people become aware, and then hopefully it will get into the right hands of the right people that can make this happen. Also, please go and check out Allie's video down below and share her video, because she is the one that has started this, and her video is the main video that we want to get out to people in order to make sure that this happens. Also, you guys can make a video of your own if you would like, talking about why you think a disability panel at VidCon would be great, or any other YouTube convention. And you don't necessarily have to be disabled to do that. You could just be an ally for the community and talk about why you would want to attend a panel of the sorts. Thank you so much again to Allie, who has started this movement and has brought it to people's attention. I'm so excited, and I really hope that it does take off and does come to fruition. And I'm really excited. I hope it does take off and does come to fruition, and we're able to see a better representation of this disabled community at VidCon and YouTube conventions around the world. Buffer Festival, if you somehow find this video and you would like to get on board, I am more than willing to help you out in any way that I can. So please feel free to get in contact with me. As for everyone else, thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys!